That's why Nazis are one of my biggest sources of joy. They call me a koala because I'm on fire. It all comes down to this. Sniper Elite VR is a game about using a sniper rifle in VR. But what if you didn't have to? We start the game in Malta, Italy, and you'd think I was a successful YouTuber because I'm spying on a child. Obviously, I'm the little tyke's grandfather, and I'm reminiscing on the war I had to fight so he could live in a free world. I'm feeling pretty proud of myself, but we'll come back to those feelings once he starts dressing up as a woman to catfish people on the internet. My grandfather certainly wasn't pleased. Level 1. I jump in, and already we're off to a horrific start. I'm locked in a small room with nothing but a sniper rifle, and I have to use it to beat the tutorial. It seems that the challenge has ended before it's even started. But fortunately, I only need to shoot cardboard cutouts and not the silly little ants we're going to pop like cherries. Or balloons, or eardrums, or just anything that generally pops. I wasn't trying to do innuendo. I mean, not do in your end. Oh man, this is hard. I mean, not hard, but... The town is under attack, and I need to help defend it. But first, I search desperately for any weapon that isn't a sniper rifle. No luck. The game tells me to follow one of my allies, which I go to do before he is abruptly killed. This is inherently tragic, but I have to admit it's nice that the death of an escort wasn't my fault for once. The real tragedy is I'm now in combat and the game still hasn't given me any other weapon. I can't just sprint through the whole thing either. The path is blocked, I'm guessing, until a certain amount of ants are dead. My only hope is my NPC companions, whose returning fire I have to pray isn't just for show. I'm pretty sure I see some dead ants, but the whole thing is going very slowly. Like an asexual guy at an orgy, I figure maybe I just need to make it look like I'm participating for the game to give me the benefit of the doubt. So I blindly fire my rifle. That was quick. Either I just pulled off a trick shot on Hitler, or my plan worked. I move through to the rest of the level, where I still cannot find any other weapons, meaning this was really out of the frying pan and into another frying pan. Coming soon. But not like soon. You gotta be patient, this shit takes time. This game is about fighting ants that are invading Italy. You can tell it's a period piece because there are way more ants in Italy now. As the fight rages on, I look around for anything I can do, but there's nothing. And then tanks show up. The game has me radio for help, but it's unclear if any will be coming. I wait and cower for what feels like an eternity, and then...
They had done it!
The first mission may have only given me a sniper rifle, but like a true pacifist, I completed the level without a single kill. Also, did you see that? That bomb got a testicle shot. Very impressive. Level 2. I'm on my farm, and I have to test out weapons. I'm willing to lose the entire challenge right now to kill these butterflies, but fortunately for them, and I guess also the challenge, they're completely invincible. When Muhammad Ali said to float like a butterfly, he meant these ones. I have to do some target practice with the sniper rifle, which is completely unnecessary. My cockiness tells me we aren't going to need this. I can sort with it on everything. Then we get on to the important stuff. The stuff that will carry this challenge. Explosives, assault rifles, and pistols. It's crazy to think that in America, people just walk around with these things. Maybe we should do that in Britain too. It's not easy out there. As a man, I'm not ashamed to admit it. When I walk alone at night, I carry pepper spray with me. Those women don't stand a chance. I guess a little too curious, and you know what they say. Curiosity killed the gamer. I now have to play through the entire level again, but we already covered everything, so level 3. I'm in a tower overlooking the level. My allies Mario and Luigi are guarding this safe zone that I also have to guard. We've got good news and bad news. Good news is I find the MAB-38, which is an assault rifle with a very good iron sight. Bad news is we have to fight the ants on the ground from this tower that we're stuck in. Also, there's no ammo for the pistol or the AR up here, so I'm limited to what's already on me. It's almost like this game was meant to be played with a sniper rifle. My ammo being far too precious, my game plan becomes to let Mario and Luigi do all the work, while I only take the most easy, necessary possible shots. So I let them get to work while I admire the gorgeous Italian scenery. I love Italy. I can't get enough of sunny coastal towns. They're the focal points of pretty much all my favorite video game levels. If anybody wants to gush about Kanaka with me, please do. I actually planned to spend my gap year in Italy, but I quickly left because it was pretty emasculating once I realized the women had more facial hair than me. So I went to Thailand instead, but I quickly left because it was pretty emasculating once I realized the women had bigger dicks than me. This is why I live in Britain, which is a bastion of femininity. To my own amazement, it turns out that not only are Mario and Luigi invincible, but they wiped out the first wave all by themselves. I'm so appreciative that I make the bold and daring decision to actually do something myself. Taking shots shots at some snipers that are seemingly out of their range, and the MAB proves thoroughly sufficient. I almost use an RPG on an enemy truck, but I decide against it. My boys have got this. Don't worry, fellas, you're invincible.
Father had to fall back.
Wait, what?
The area was too overrun.
Saving all that ammo doesn't look quite so scummy now. With all eyes on me, I can barely peek out for a second before I'm within an inch of my life and need to recover. But I still have to keep them off the zone. Things get very hectic. My finite ammo supply gets lower and lower, but just before it all ended, an allied plane came in, blew up a bridge, and apparently that's what needed to happen. I win. Level 4. I make my newly acquired MAB a staple piece of my loadout, and I drop in. I need to make my way through a train station to blow up another bridge. It only took 3 levels, but I'm finally on the ground, weapons in hand. Time to kill some ants. Numbers aren't in my favor, but that's no problem. Because this is a video game where time literally heals all wounds pretty fast. There's a house up ahead, and to show that I'm progressive, I sweep it, even though I'm a man. I'm basically Jesus. I got some cleaning gloves recently for reasons not even Batman could decipher, and fun fact about hands, men tend to have longer ring fingers than women. When I tell you that these gloves were tight, specifically around my ring fingers, I am not joking. These are genderless gloves. The packaging does not say anything about being for women. They fit fine, except for the ring fingers. This is disgusting, blatant sexism, and I will not stand for it. Cleaning is not just a woman's job. Any man is just as capable of cleaning as a woman. Matter of fact, men should be the primary cleaners because let's be honest, we're probably better at it. I clean up more ants. Amidst all this chaos, I find the well rod. It is a bolt-action pistol with an integrated silencer and pretty decent iron sights. What's really great about the well rod is it is laser accurate. There is no spread to be found here. The bullet goes where you are pointing. It becomes clear that while I may not have sniper rifles, I do have the next best thing, and it's the well rod. Well rod. I feel like there's a dick joke in there somewhere, but I just can't come up with it right now. Too hard. Probably wouldn't be able to fit it in anyway. Balls. Having made my way through the train station, I get to a rooftop overlooking the bridge. There's an oil tanker right on top of it. If I can shoot it in the right spot, it should blow the whole thing up. I used a sniper rifle scope to see the target. Now, you might call this cheating. I call it they should have given me binoculars. I take aim with the well rod, and
The damaged bridge fell, and the town was saved.
Level 5. In the armory, I go to add the well rod to my loadout, but for whatever reason, it's nowhere to be found. Simply picking up the other weapons added them to the arsenal, so I don't know what gives, but I do know I'm without my best piece of equipment. I load in, and I need to capture an enemy base. However, I'm immediately sidetracked as I see this giant structure suspended from a crane. I've played enough Hitman to know how this works. I need to shoot it down. I keep shooting and the clamp refuses to break. I shoot this thing so many times I begin to think it can't actually fall. So I whip out my sniper rifle to make sure. Some sick bastard developer said, hey, let's hang a big thing here that might as well have a sign saying please snipe me, but then let's not put in any result for doing so. Now does this ruin the game? Yes it does. I press forward to take the fall. I've always had a weird relationship with ants, because on the one hand, they're ants, and I know this statement has somehow become controversial, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The only good Nazi is a dead one. But on the other hand, you know in history class how the teacher would always single out one kid and say, hey, you know, a genocidal maniac would have really loved you. He would have been your wingman. He would have wanted your genes everywhere. I'm already doing that. Yeah, but like in a woman. Oh, yeah, that kid was me. And I know it's wrong, but that made me feel kind of happy. It's the first compliment I ever got. Me? He wanted me? All the different looks in the world and he thought mine was the best? My has to wear sunglasses never going to be in the NBA arse? Aw, shucks. You're just saying that. It's so wrong, I know, but when I'm having a bad day, I post one of my selfies to the Star Wars subreddit, and the things those despicable monkeys say about me is ecstasy. Looking superior today, King. Thought these were ocean pics, but that's just your eyes. Your OnlyFans could single-handedly pay the gas bill. Nice foreskin. It's just good to feel appreciated sometimes. So yeah, whether it's compliments or killing them in video games, That's why
Ants.
they're one of my biggest sources of joy. I clear out the fort and let my allies in. Level 6. I'm once again stuck on some high ground looking down at the level. We need to defend the fort from waves of ants. Like, the same fort. Like we were literally just here. If I'd known this base was going to be so high maintenance, I never would have impregnated it. It's pretty much the same case as the previous tower defense level. I have no proper ammo supplies, so I have to be frugal. So I have to leave most fights to my invincible allies Mario and Luigi. So for the most part, I need to play this level like the waiting game. I take more shots at the hanging thing and still no luck. I perform various dances, which you're just going to have to take my word were really good. I realized that because this crane has a platform all around the perimeter, I can just stand behind the crane where I'm at no risk of being shot. Here I ponder life's great questions. Who created God? If you're a masochist, is hell heaven? Is she just like that with everyone? What the hell are my nipples for? How does Michael Cera fold laundry? I'm honestly just waiting for Mario and Luigi to bounce like they did last time, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So I decide to make myself at least a little bit useful, prompting this sauerkraut to squawk like a seagull. I then use a grenade on a truck that just arrived, getting a 3-for-1 kill. I then use a grenade on a truck that just arrived, getting a 3-for-1 kill. And then the level abruptly ends. Mario and Luigi did not falter that entire time. Even I'm disappointed how little I did. I was like thoughts and prayers in a hospital. Level 7. I need to make my way to a vantage point on the mountain to defend a crashed plane from ants. I find a well rod and clear my path. I get to the vantage point and like my Thai date, this level isn't what it seemed. Once again, I am overlooking the level and have to make long shots. Really not gonna make this easy. Fortunately, I've got a few allies on the ground, I've got good cover, and call this level family Christmas dinner because I'm feeling myself. This is about as good as my aiming gets. I am making headshots from over here. I mean, that's probably thanks to the recoil, but let's pretend it isn't. And I pulled the whole thing off just fine. Level 8. This mission gives bonus points for completing the whole thing without being seen. It's entirely optional, but in case you hadn't noticed, I kind of have a thing for arbitrary challenges. Stealth means I need the well rod, but once again, it is nowhere to be found in my armory. I mean, come on, I literally just had it. I need to make my way to a church. Fortunately, I find the well rod right away. It quickly becomes clear that something is off. Off the mark, you might say. All of a sudden, my aim sucks. Call this mission TSA because someone else is feeling me and they're evidently not a gifted lover. Let's talk about the aim controller, which is what I'm using for this video. It's a PS4 controller, but it's shaped like a gun and you use it in VR. I use it because obviously it's really cool and being able to two-hand the guns is going to do wonders for my accuracy. But it has one glaring issue that can really hijack this challenge. It's virtual reality, right? So how does the game track my movements? Well, this is the PSVR 1, so every apparatus has lights on it, and the camera uses those lights to track the object's motion. The aim controller has one light at just the tip of the shaft. Do you see the problem? This thing is 14 inches long, which is like way too long, right? It's like by that point, what are you trying to prove, you know? I bet it's got a terrible personality. What I'm saying is, how does the game track the rest of the controller? Two varying results. Sometimes this thing works like a dream, but some other times, the strongest cases see the back end of your weapon drifting away from its real-life counterpart, as if your own weapon is trying to enforce a pacifist agenda, prompting you to perform a zesty wrist flick to reset it. But the most common issue is that, but very subtle. Like, as you are lining up your crosshairs are actively misaligning themselves. And that is what is plaguing my every shot in this mission. In other words, it's all the controller's fault, and did I mention that I'm a victim? Bad tracking tends to hang over random play sessions like a curse, so I'm stuck like this for the rest of the level. Amidst all this sneaking, I find a scopeless sniper rifle. If things ever get too dire, this is going to be our technically not cheating backup. I make it to the graveyard behind the church. It should be a straight shot from here, but I'm struggling to make any straight shots right now, so... As if this wasn't bad enough, there's an enemy sniper atop the church who I've no hope of sneaking past, so I need to kill him from down here. And he saw me instantly. Okay, time to restart. Is anyone coming? Really, where is everyone? Did you see me or not? Yep, that's right. A little bit more. Jesus, no wonder you guys lost. The bad tracking had become frankly unbearable, so I made the drastic decision to switch to standard controllers. This did not fix the aiming problem either. I really was not feeling myself. Also, the controls were not very intuitive, but it did have a couple of benefits. For one, I can pick things up like a Jedi, and for two, I can now hold 2 well rods at once. I figure 2 poorly placed shots are better than 1 missed shot. By this point, I'm desperate to end the mission because playing a game you can't really control is frankly miserable. I finally take out the sniper and suffer my way to the church. If only I'd known, there would be no respite. In level 9, once again I'm ripped of my well rod, which sucks because for this level we need range. It seems pretty cut and dry. A general is arriving at the docks and we need to assassinate him. It was not cut and dry. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to seriously condense everything that happened in this level because it took me over 2 hours. It takes a few attempts, but I get the kill. Now there's a problem. Ants on the docks start attacking and I can't leave the church until I've killed some of them. No AR or pistol ammo to be found means I keep running out of ammo. I kill plenty of them, but it never seems to be enough. I start to wonder if I actually have to kill all of them. Eventually, I decide to run through the level with a sniper rifle just to find out if I really need to kill everyone. I do. About 30 of them. Multiple waves. The way the game works, this is possible, but in order to pull it off, I would need to kill each enemy with 2 bullets or less. Every other shot would need to be a critical hit. And I don't know if you're seeing these shots, but that is a very tall order that I do not have the equipment, nor frankly the patience to pull off. And I really thought this was where the challenge ended. So I decided to settle for a middle ground, and I got the scopeless sniper rifle. Making shots with this thing wouldn't be too easy, but at least there's ammo for it lying around the church. Have you heard of the White Death? He was a Finnish sniper who got over 200 confirmed kills. The catch? He did it all without a scope. He is regarded as the deadliest sniper of all time, and he did it with iron sights. That man was passing every test at the opticians. Bet you didn't expect to get a history lesson in this video. And here I thought White Death was just what poorly educated people hear when you say Black Lives Matter. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, he didn't do it with this gun. The scopeless rifle actually fires dramatically higher up than the iron sight would suggest. I do not know why. It is just a scopeless variant of a sniper rifle that's already in the game. So my guess is, the way the developers designed the rifles, they don't actually shoot straight, but they do shoot where the scope suggests. And when it came to removing the scope, they didn't think to adjust it. I don't really know. Bottom line, what was supposed to be my guilty salvation is a challenge in and of itself. This level is going worse than my date last week. I was trying to make small talk, so I was like, "That's a nice jumper." And she was like, "Thanks, it's really nice. Look, the sleeves have thumb holes." And I was like, "So do I." Restarting for the umpteenth time, something clicks and I finally pay attention to the narration.
The general was dead, but my lack of focus had cost me dear.
Was he implying there was a better way to do this? For once, I did not shoot the general as soon as he left his car. I watched and waited to see where he was actually going. He went into a back alley alone, probably looking for a fun way to spend 15 bucks. I waited until the ambient sounds were loud enough to mask my gunfire, and then using my MAB.
As the general dropped and the Germans fell into disarray, I was already on my way to the extraction point, fueled by the adrenaline of executing the perfect sniper kill.
Without a goddamn sniper rifle. We're still in this, baby. Why did I never think to watch where he went? I'm a slave to the machine. I have no original thoughts. It really was cut and dry. I can't believe I got to waste 2 hours of my life on that. Level 10. This level is a much needed return to basics, and I immediately revel in being able to cut loose again. I need to disable a few cannons across the top of this cliff, and when I say disable, I mean blow them up. After all, you can't make an omelette without heat. There is a lot of resistance, but unfortunately for my Nazi attackers, I've seen all 4 John Wick movies. I even spent 6 months making a video on them, only for it to get no views. Did I mention that? I thought I should mention that. The algorithm works in mysterious ways. I'm even attacked by a tank, but fortunately there were 2 RPGs nearby, which turns out to be the perfect amount to blow its top off. Noted. I will be using 2 RPGs on my local librarian swiftly. Couple of ballistics. I have to do an upsetting amount of counter-sniping. I of course mean that it's upsetting for them. Could you imagine being out-sniped by someone who doesn't even have a sniper rifle? If he wasn't already dead, I bet he'd want to be. Eventually I clear things up. that's disappointing. If only there was another bell somewhere we could ring. Oh, look, there's one right down there next to the big red subscribe button. You guys should ring that bell for me. God, I'm good at this. Level 11. I'm honestly starting to think this country is entirely comprised of big, beautiful mountains and very natural ravines. But now is not the time to think. One of my allies is being held captive in a German base, and I need to free him. We'll have to move swiftly. If they lop off his fingers, it will seriously inhibit his ability to make all those classic Italian gestures. Compromising people's cultural identity is no joke. It's around this point that I start to realize making a video about long-distance kills without any sort of magnification on the lowest resolution VR headset kind of looks like shit. But hey, I only make the content you guys deserve. I'm just kidding, I love you. I know you just hit that bell and everything, and this relationship is transactional. Kisses. I infiltrate the base and grab a shotgun and some TNT, the latter of which is apparently completely useless. Okay, how the hell does this thing work? Reloading. Reloading. Reloading, 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 reloading. I find my gelato inhaler and he's been imprisoned. He must have made a really edgy joke in the group chat.
Matteo. He was beaten and bruised, but he was still alive.
My God, those monsters gave him a made-up name. Now I just need to get my good buddy out of here so we can get back to making sweet, passionate love. I mean, fighting for the rebellion. Matteo is frankly kind of useless. Look, man, I know your fingernails are MIA and your eyes are black enough to magically deactivate a cop's body cam, but that stuff didn't kill you, so I failed to see how some cover fire would. I opened the bunker doors, and there's an entire army out there. Fortunately, there are 3 RPGs. I used 2 of them on the goons, but then a tank rolls up. I only have 1 RPG left, which is exactly 1 too little to take this big mother down. I have to resort to a Hail Mary. Behind cover, I use the sniper scope to see the tank's weak point. I take aim with my pistol, and Matteo and I are home free. Level 12. I'm on yet another rescue mission. Matteo's group have been ambushed down by this picturesque house in the middle of a lake. If there's one thing I love more than killing ants in video games, it's doing so at postcard destinations. I unite with Matteo's group. Hey Pinocchio, do you like him thick? What? No. I need to prepare the house for defense, and the surrounding area is getting bombed hard enough to create anime. The enemy starts to flood in, but they're no match for my currently immaculate marksmanship. Right up until I noticed they're coming from another direction as well. And another one. With the island being penetrated from 3 points at once, someone's parenting is definitely to blame. I'm not used to this much action and can barely peek my head out for a minute before the Reaper dials my number. Keep saying it's a booty call, sorry, not sorry, nice try. I kill more deplorable ants. The only person that gets to eradicate an entire subculture of people is me, because my grudge is objectively better for everyone. I want to get rid of French cyclists. I mean, honestly, how could you conceive a worse person? Well, I guess they could also be an ant. Yeah, that's good. French ant cyclists, you better count your days because I am coming for you. Only those that subscribe shall be spared. It's a hectic round, but eventually I get it down to the last guy, who I decide to try a new pistol on. My victory is short-lived, however, as I'm gunned down. Who by? Matteo. He's a traitor. He probably set up this ambush. He was probably in that German base, braiding hair and sipping tea and telling them about the curvature of my manhood. And then he kills me, what an asshole. Not the first time he's unloaded on my face, I mean what? Level 13. On brighter news, the well rod is finally in my armory. It wasn't even in the previous level, I don't understand how this works. Once again, there are bonus points for completing the whole level without being seen, so you know I'm doing that. Matteo's being held in a castle Wolfenstein, and my mission is to infiltrate the castle and assassinate him. Wait, so Matteo just shot me at point blank. And not only am I alive, but I'm also fully healed. I haven't seen a hole fill up that fast since the soap drop incident. Well, I didn't see it. Completing this level without being seen immediately becomes a nagging issue, because at the very start, I have to run across a beach in broad daylight. Also, the aim controller started acting up. Also, this guy just dodged a fucking bullet.
He's beginning to believe.
Needless to say, this wasn't easy. I proceed to retry this opening, for about an hour. Yes, this screenshots of map over and over again for about an hour. You gotta understand, I thought I was so close. I could hear the checkpoint radio whirring nearby. I thought it was in this hut here. I just need to get up onto that dock. I knew how to kill the others, but this guy was the intervention to my bender. I just couldn't get a shot on him. Then finally, he was under the precariously hung box. I tried to drop it, but I keep missing, and then finally I get it. But he moved. Ah, fuck it. I sneaked to the hut, and it turns out I couldn't get there without being seen anyway. Also, it turns out the checkpoint wasn't even in there. It sounded much closer than it actually was. Okay, play the music. Level 14. I'm inside the castle, and it's time to kill Matteo. Hopefully. Not to alarm you, but this level has been one of my biggest concerns regarding the challenge. I guess he did not see that coming. Oh, was that too cheap for you? You think I should apologize? Well, tough tits. I only apologize when I'm wrong. I need to clear out this courtyard. I'm not sure how, but one thing's for sure, these ants are about to be rock hard. Get your mind out of the gutter. Obviously, I mean I'm going to kill them all, and rigor mortis will set in one after another like an anti-Mexican wave. A fascist wave. You know what, I think they already have a thing for that. This barrel does not pass the Time Splitters 2 test. I get to a room overlooking the central courtyard, and it's time to smoke out Matteo. So yeah, I've played this game once before, and when I was trying to picture how this challenge would go, this moment struck me as the one that was probably possible, but also probably really hard to pull off. They try to get Matteo out of there, and I take fire.
As they tried to evacuate Matteo. How did they?
Huh. That actually went very well. I hit an explosive with one shot and managed to stun him with another long enough for the explosive to detonate. Would have been even more impressive if I'd meant to do that. Now I need to escape the hornet's nest. That's good to know we're both Muppets. Frankly, it's pretty easy. No challenge means lots of dead ants, and the only hard thing here is me. I'm of course referring to my penis. Level 15. Judging from the placement of my head in this chair, it becomes clear that my guy has been a dwarf this whole time. I don't know why the game never outright tells you this. It would be great for representation. Probably also makes me harder to hit, too. I got the golden well rod for some reason. I choose to believe the game is apologizing for being so elusive with the base model. Yet another level in which I'm relegated to the high ground. As if that wasn't bad enough, it's an escort mission. I have to clear the path for little wee Mario down there. So the challenge is over. You wanna know why? This is the dock assassination again. Too many enemies, and no ammo supplies to take him with. But that time, I just had to take the key figure out quietly. This time, the key figure cannot complete the level unless I've removed every enemy in his way. It's over. It's too many targets for what I've got. See? If I run through the level with a sniper rifle, it takes 12 kills. Oh, shit. That actually sounds doable. I move through the level, picking my shots carefully and trying my best to stay in cover. Mario winding up at the barrel end makes things a little messy, but we're not out yet. I try to time my shots with the sounds of the nearby machinery so I can remain undetected. With an explosive crate, I'm able to get a 2-for-1. Mario moves up. I have to counter-snipe with the well rod. It works out. There's a good few guys left. I'm missing my shots and running out of bullets. I'm down to the last guy and the last bullet. I of course meant for the AR. Tanks are rolling in. Mario sets up some explosives. The detonator fails. I have to make the shot.
I had to try a desperate shot.
Level 16. I have to infiltrate the docks and find the ants' plan of attack. The game teases me with a silenced sniper rifle. Not gonna lie, this nearly broke me. Like a sexy nun. In spite of the trouble, this challenge is actually very refreshing. The last challenge, I tried to beat The Walking Dead VR with only a pan. It was fun enough, but the limitation prevented me from doing what I love most. Taking shots at people with learning disabilities. I go in guns blazing. And call me a koala because I'm on fire. Holy shit! Fucking guy! There's a boat in the bay with a big hurty me gun. I have to take out the gunner. Don't feel bad. These monsters have almost caused as much pain as flies. As in zipper flies. Like you ever caught your dick in the zipper? That shit fucking hurts. Being a man is so hard. I got the final piece of intel and discovered that the ants have a submarine lying in wait, planning to take out our good guy boats. Sounds dire. Level 17.
I knew that if a single enemy soldier raised the alarm, the general would try to escape.
So it's a stealth mission then. Well, I'm kind of a stealth gamer.
Was Hurensohn!
So as I was saying, we need to assassinate a high-ranking general without being seen. He's in that same little picturesque lake house from one of the previous missions. We're retreading so much ground you'd think I was a successful YouTuber. The house is at the very center with the rest of the level wrapped around it. I pick my path, but I'm cock-blocked by a vigilant sniper on the other side of the map. So I go all the way around, sneak up behind a professional peeper and solve him.
Au! Was für ein Herr!
Nailed it. I have clear sights on the general, but he's quite the distance and the aim controller is acting up. He walks out onto the balcony. I still need to grab his documents. Getting onto the island without being seen is going to be difficult. Unfortunately for this guy, I then realize I just killed the only reason I needed to be quiet. I grab the documents and make my way out.
As I made my escape, a squad of Nazi soldiers arrived. Had my luck finally run out?
Nope. Level 18. This is really getting out of hand. We are on the exact same docks from before, and we need to take control of those cannons. The end of the game is near, and I am on the warpath by this point. I know I've been harping on the aim controller, but I do have to give it credit. This challenge has gone on at least 10 hours now, and I haven't had to charge this thing once. The last time I saw battery this strong, I had to go to the store to buy more makeup for my mum. That's why I'm so familiar with makeup, I swear. That's why I can tell you that graphite liner accentuates your lips, and that peach toner makes you emanate the energy of a July Friday, and that mango chutney brings out anyone's eyes. I down an enemy, and in his wounded state his head phases into a wall, making him bulletproof. Thanks for the assist. This gameplay gets me feeling nostalgic for the good old days. Man, I miss school. I have to do some frankly foul counter-sniping, and I open the door to the cannons. My Atala homies are waiting at the door, and as I charge the building, they completely hang me out to dry. What the hell were you guys even here for? Call me a koala because I proceed to eat shit. Wow, first a history lesson and now I'm ruining koalas for people. You can't say you didn't learn anything. What can I say? I respect your viewership. Not a lot, but I do. I make it to the roof, where for whatever reason, the game highlights the enemies, putting them at a gross disadvantage, of which I take advantage. I commandeer the cannons and use it to take out a boat, which I'm pretty sure means it wasn't ours. I walk out into an army, and my colorful compatriots are all dead. Rough luck, fellas. At your funerals, I'll be sure to mention how your final action was not only cowardly, but also got you killed. I find myself in a standoff with a tank. This game really makes you feel like you're in Tiananmen Square. I make my way to the exit. Oh, you're on my side. I knew that. That's why I missed. At ease, Giuseppe. Level 19, aka also known as the final level. This has been a long journey of highs and of lows, but what that all amounts to is decided right here. Destroy the ant submarine. Do not use a sniper rifle to do it. This showdown is looking postcardy as hell. I spot a collectible way off in the distance, and make the tactically sound decision to waste an ungodly amount of ammo trying to hit it. It's not even the aim controller this time, I'm really just shit. In case you were curious, no, collecting the collectible does not provide any advantage whatsoever, except that of a content mind. Never underestimate the power of the little things that make you happy. A happy mind is a happy person. That's why I play video games for 16 hours a day. I walk into the fort. It's seemingly deserted. But no, the ants have set up a big ambush all for little old me.
I've got a bullet with your name on it!
You see what I'm talking about? Ants know how to make you feel wanted. No, but seriously, there's a lot of them and I just wasted my pistol ammo on that worthless collectible outside. So this situation is looking hairier than my Italian date. Luckily, I'm much better at firing around cover than the AI is, but I'm still running low on ammo, so I have to push. I clear out the initial wave and move to the upper level. There are still ants pouring out of the walls, which is kind of funny if you think about it. I didn't take these guys by surprise. They had an ambush set up, which means all these extra enemies just didn't feel like attending. Nah, you guys are the best. You don't need my help. Okay, well, could you at least remove all the crates from the courtyard so he has nothing to hide behind? God, you know, it's just, I've got so much going on at the moment, and I start blowing up some of their artillery guns. There are so many ants here that it's starting to look like an alpha male seminar. I'm spending so much time on the brink of death that my screen is almost permanently black and white. So, as usual, I don't see color, just people. I'm all for not being racist, but I've always thought I don't see color is a bad way of conveying that. If you can't see the color of people's skin, that doesn't necessarily mean you don't care about it. You might be a really unfortunate racist for whom every social gathering is like a game of Clue. Wow, you really look amazing, just like everyone else here, but that cadence... Where did you say your parents were from again? I don't think I did. But tell me anyway, is it somewhere nice? Because you probably ought to be going the fuck back to it. Jesus Christ. Also, black and white are not colors, they are degrees of light. If you couldn't see black or white, you would be blind. On up to it. You do see colors, you just don't give a fuck. Or you try not to, that's equally important. Most people don't make it that far. Keep trying. Improve yourselves. I'm proud of you. The Explorer. I walk out onto the beach. I need to get to the lighthouse. It's a wide open area and there are snipers everywhere, so I need to sprint between cover. Are those birds blue? I mean, no they aren't, I can't see color. These would be hard shots if the aim controller wasn't acting up, but it is. But it is. The tension is frying me, could you tell? I have to fend off foot soldiers, snipers, and boat-mounted gunners. It's almost like being the final level. This is the culmination of every challenge I've faced so far, forcing me to use every tactic I've learned over the course of the game. Goddamn smart game designers. Where were you when they were building the aim controller, huh? The captain seems kind of confused. They're just sailing around like a headless chicken and not using their torpedoes on me. You'd think I'd use this opportunity to make a joke about the driver's potential gender or ethnicity, but I'm far too emotionally mature as to make assumptions about a person based on their appearance. I'm sorry. Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, there is a sniper in the lighthouse. I cannot survive anything under his watch. Taking him out will be the hardest shot in the challenge, and I have to make it. I get behind cover. I get my sights on him, and thanks to his high ground, he's almost completely covered by the walkway. This needs to be a headshot. One of the sniper at the hitbox of this rock. This goes on, and my bullets grow fewer and fewer and fewer. Did anyone else just come? That's a lot. I just want to make sure that was as fun for all of us. Final stretch, let's go. Now alone, I look to the lighthouse. And call me the meteorological conditions that characteristically prevail in a particular region, because I'm a climate. What a thrill. Did the game just skip the ladder? Oh my god, it did. What the hell? Why would you take this from me? This was totally the same developer that didn't let me drop the thing. Sick bastard. I step out onto the walkway, and I see the ant submarine. This is it. The final shot. Everything we've been through. It all comes down to this. Can you beat Sniper Elite VR without a sniper rifle? Yes. Yes, you can. Might I suggest the developers change the title to Elite VR? This was a lot of work on all fronts. Feel free to congratulate me. I haven't received much praise since I was the fastest kid in PE. My coach was like, "What you did out there was really impressive, kid. You're the best student in my class." And I was like, "Sir, please put your dick away." If you liked this, you'll like my Walking Dead VR with only a pan video. Be sure to leave a comment with "This ruined my day" in it to let me know you made it to the end. Watch my John Wick video. Subscribe. Arrivederci.